Imagine this. You're a biotech inventor that has spent years identifying a breakthrough biomarker. You've invested millions. You've got your patent granted. Your investors are happy. Your competitors are nervous. Life is good. Then one day, the High Court of Australia wakes up and decides your patent should never have been granted in the first place. Not because you did anything wrong, but because 7 judges suddenly realized that maybe we've been thinking about biological patents completely backwards for the last 30 years. If that sounds like a nightmare, let me introduce you to Darcy versus Myriad Genetics. Myriad Genetics was a biotech company that discovered that certain mutations in a gene called BRCA1 indicate that someone might be predisposed to breast and ovarian cancer. Huge discovery, right? There is only one problem. These mutations already exist in nature. They're literally sitting in some people's cells right now. So Myriad asks themselves, can we patent nature? And for years, the answer in Australia was basically, yeah, sure, why not? You see, if you took something that exists in nature, like, say, an antibiotic, and you isolated it and characterized it, that was considered patentable. You couldn't patent a tree, but you could patent the aspirin you extracted from its bark. So Myriad figured, we're isolating these gene sequences from cells, we're characterizing them, we're doing the sciencey stuff. Patent granted, case closed. Well, not quite closed. First stop was Justice Nicholas in the federal court. His honor looks at the NRDC case and concludes, look, if you create an artificially created state of affairs with economic significance, that's a manner of manufacture. And isolating a gene sequence, that's pretty artificial. Justice Nicholas gives Myriad the thumbs up. Patent valid. Everyone goes home happy. Well, not everyone. This gets appealed to the 5 judges of the full federal court, and all 5 agreed with Justice Nicholas. While he had said the isolated gene was basically the same as the gene in your cells, just, isolated, the full court said, nah, it's actually structurally and functionally different. So now we've got an even stronger argument for patentability. Myriad was probably thinking 2 courts, 7 judges, unanimous decisions. We're home free. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Pacific Ocean, the U.S. Supreme Court looks at a similar case and goes, nope, isolated DNA is a product of nature, not patentable. The end. The Australian full court basically responded with the legal equivalent of, yeah, well, that's what you think. The High Court grants special leave to appeal, and this is where things get complicated. We get 3 different approaches to the same question, and they all say Myriad loses. Justices French, Kiefel, Bell, and Keene say, you think you're claiming a product, but you're actually claiming information. The genetic information embodied in those nucleotides. And information? That wasn't brought about by human action. Nature wrote that code. You just photocopied it. No patent for you. Justices Gagler and Nettle take a different route. Sure, you isolated the sequences, but the sequences themselves are naturally occurring. Your isolation method was routine, and you haven't shown enough inventiveness. This isn't a manner of new manufacture, it's just a manner of finding stuff that already exists. They clearly state that neither naturally occurring phenomena nor the correlation between naturally occurring phenomena is a manner of new manufacture. Justice Gordon agrees, but adds her own take. Your real invention is the idea that these mutations predict cancer risk, but that idea isn't actually carried out in your claims. Plus, under your claims, literally any patient sample with these mutations would infringe, even if the doctor was testing for something completely different. That's too much power for one patent. So folks, we've got team, it's information, not product, team, not inventive enough, and team, this would be a monopoly too far, all arriving at the same destination. Myriad's patent is invalid. The plurality was very careful to say, look, if these claims were actually product claims, if you've genuinely created something new through human actions, they might be okay. Fortunately, Myriad's patent had other claims to methods of using these genes, claims to diagnostic preparations. Those weren't challenged. And in a later case, the full federal court confirmed that methods of detecting genes can absolutely be patentable. The invention there wasn't the gene itself, it was the practical application. Hey, you can detect fetal DNA in mom's blood plasma. That's an artificially created state of affairs, not just information. So the patent office had to scramble. For years, they'd been granting patents on genes and proteins. Now, complete 180. Their new approach is basically case by case, asking 2 basic key questions. What's the substance of the claim? And has that substance been made? If you're claiming a DNA sequence that reproduces genomic DNA, sorry, that's genetic information. no patent. But if you're claiming something that doesn't occur naturally, like synthetic DNA or a genuinely modified protein, you've made something new. Patent might be valid. Remember that discovery isn't invention, but what you do with that discovery absolutely can be. So draft your claims carefully, and if in doubt, call a patent attorney. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep imagining.